If I asked you to define math, what would you say? Some of you might say the study of numbers. Others might think of it as a collection of its individual parts, like algebra, geometry, or calculus. And then, a few of you might call it the language of the universe. But what if I told you that none of those quite describes what math really is? Of course, all of those are really important parts of math, but none of them really captures the essence or the true spirit of math. To get a glimpse at that, we need to dive deeper. How would you find the area of this L shape? It may seem like a relatively simple problem, and it is, but most of you don't know a formula that you can just plug these numbers into and solve for the area of the shape. So, you need to find a strategy to relate the area of the L shape to other shapes that you can find the area for. To my eye, there's two obvious ways you can do this. First, you can split the L into two small rectangles like this and solve for the area of each rectangle. Or, you can view the L as a big rectangle minus a small rectangle like this, and then you can find the area for each and find the area of the L shape by subtracting the smaller from the bigger. Even though we didn't have a formula given to us for how to find the area of the L, we were able to solve for its area by relating the shape of the L to a shape that we're familiar with, a rectangle. That, to me, is the core principle of math and what makes it so beautiful. Math is the art of linking what we don't know to what we know. When I wrote that line in the script, it felt like I discovered a truth that I could never quite put my finger on. Back in 5th grade, my mom made me take a math contest called the AMC8. I got a day off from school, so I wasn't complaining, but I didn't really know what to expect. I was in for a major surprise. I saw problems like this and this, which looks so different from anything that I'd seen in school. I got a whopping 5 out of 25 on that test, but for some reason, I was still really interested to learn more. I want you all to think back to a math problem that you were genuinely proud to have solved. I know that all of you have at least one. At first, the problem may as well have been in hieroglyphs, but with determination and a sprinkle of creativity, you finally cracked the code. It felt like you pieced together a mini puzzle all on your own. Well, that's how most problems felt when I did math outside of school. Of course they were difficult, but that's what made them worth doing. Each problem required a different approach, and solving them felt rewarding on their own, regardless of the goal of getting better at math. Sometimes, a problem would take hours or even days to complete, but when it finally clicked, it was unlike anything I'd experienced in school. And trust me when I say that these can take days. Let me find it. This problem right here, I couldn't sleep last night thinking about this one. Unfortunately, this isn't the math that most of you are used to. Tests in schools usually force you to use the same few problem-solving strategies over and over. Solving similar types of problems does help you well to prepare for a test, but let's be honest, it's boring. It never forces you to think outside of the box or challenge yourself. Even more importantly, you're missing out on the underlying problem-solving skills that come with solving a bunch of different types of questions and make up the real spirit of math. It's like always following the directions on a GPS. If you just limit yourself to tracing the same blue line over and over again, you're never going to become familiar with the way the different roads intersect each other or be able to navigate if you ever don't have a GPS. Only when you actually challenge yourself and force yourself to get around to different places without using a GPS are you going to understand the layout of the city and be able to come up with new routes to get from place to place. Now, I want to point out that you shouldn't blame teachers for this discrepancy. Writing challenging and unique math problems often involves some of the best mathematicians getting together and revising the same problem several times, and teachers just don't have those resources. As my APES teacher used to say, if it was easy, it would have been done. So, where do we go from here? This true spirit of math sounds great in theory, but what can we actually do to help more people learn math in a more interesting and meaningful way? Well, that's what I hope to accomplish from here on out, and I'm going to use this channel to do it. There's not going to be any real rhyme or rhythm to this at first. I'm feeling it out just like the rest of you. I'm going to start off by taking math concepts that I'm learning about and do my best to put an interesting spin on them. This will include the history of the concept, which is often one of the most interesting parts, a few ways of making the concept seem more intuitive, and then how you can use that concept and apply it to novel problems. I'm also going to upload less polished videos where I just talk about a narrower concept or thoughts that I'm having. This is going to be new to me, so it might take me some time to adjust and make these videos as good as they can be. Please feel free to leave any feedback or video suggestions in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to all of them. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you're as excited for the future of the channel as I am.